Previously on Truly Bedrock. This whole time I've been flying back and forth between this area and the Nether hub, but what if we had a direct connection to it? For the record, we're at 17 by 900 approximately, minus on both, and the Nether hub is, well, somewhere around 00. I don't know, people have been already connecting it to various other portals, and like some of them look absolutely amazing, while some others, yeah, like mine, not so much. And I do have the plans as to how I want my Nether hub tunnel to look. So, without further ado, what is up, the world of the living? My name is Lex and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Yes, hitting my face up against the sand was very necessary. So, we're here today over at the old store because in the last episode we did a little bit of an improvement to it, and nope, no one has taken advantage of it yet, even though the deal is the deal. And, you know, it's a pretty good deal in my personal opinion. But, however, what's more important is that the store that we bought out entirely to try and score some profit, to try and cut down on the competition, has not yet been restocked either. So, yeah, ignore these books, these are irrelevant. These are not the books that we bought out. These people can still buy, but they can't buy the ones that we're selling anywhere else. Meaning that whatever we say goes, even though people have said to me that 8 diamonds is a little bit too tall of a ask. I don't care. What choice do you have? Make your own villager setup? Ha! That takes forever. But in the meantime, there is another project that I really wanted to do. In the situation, in light of how available Efficiency 5 and Mending Netherite pickaxes are currently for me, personally, of course, I have decided that I'm gonna take advantage of that and go work on my netherhub project quite a bit. And, wouldn't you know it, I did. And wouldn't you know it, it worked. Check this one out. We now have Azloibibob's Yarhar Fardar, which is just an absolute brain fart of a name, and it is entirely unintentional. I was just on stream and I was not thinking clearly. But this is actually the nether tunnel all the way to my base, and most of it is flyable! Look at that! You can just bloop, blop, and view right all the way. No more getting lost in the nether, no more hitting dead ends, no more nothing of that. Everything is intuitive, convenient, and still costs quite a bit of rockets, but we will sort that out sometime later. I do think that we will either implement a soil highway in here, or something or other like that. But before we do any of that, I want to do some actual designing now, because hey, a couple episodes ago, we did decide that the theme is gonna be basically just, you know, blood flesh dripping everywhere. And well, that is pretty fun. It doesn't necessarily fit this area down here, where we have a proper nether hub set up. Now, the nether hub for the season is actually pretty nifty. Liara has been working on it day and night, putting together all of this and that and this. And the ceiling down here, if you feel like this is actually dug out quite a bit, the ceiling's gonna be even taller. There's gonna be a giant archway up there. She needs all the help she can get, and we will be helping her a little today, but not really by much. Today I want to focus on my own one, just, you know, for my own convenience. But one thing that you will also notice is that this season we don't have a nether hub, we have a nether highway. And that nether highway is just a giant diagonal strip through the nether, connecting as many bases as possible at once. It's actually incredibly convenient, because according to the map, this line goes through most of the bases, including mine, but not really, kinda, whatever. I have my giant L-shaped nether tunnel over here, I'll be alright. And what Liara did is, she already designed this all in creative, she already put it all together. We already approved the design, and what she also did is she marked down these pillars, which kind of segment the design out. Meaning that if we want to make our own diagonal entrance into the nether hub, into the nether tunnel of mine, then we will have to do it between these two pillars on a territory that is essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. That's pretty nifty, isn't it? Or at least it would be, if it was not on a diagonal. And now it's time for ZloXP's guide to building on a diagonal. Do not, you will regret it. This has been ZloXP's guide to building on a no, okay, there's more to this. There's more to this, but it's not really up to me to explain. You see, I'm not a skilled builder when it comes to that. Of all the people I would recommend on, you know, learning how to build on the diagonal, it would be Ogi, yep, that's their name, who has a whole series, I'm pretty sure, on how to do it, and of course F-Whip, who you might know from the Legacy SMP, or who you might know from the Decidedly Vanilla server, where we played together and where, you know, his builds were always absolutely amazing. Look them up on the YouTubes, I absolutely do recommend the both of them, and if you want to build on diagonal, yep, they have legitimate guide videos on how to do that. And having watched a little bit of them, I kind of have more faith in me and being able to do this. You see, there was one design that I already used in this event series. Boop. Where I used to build a diagonal thingy. And that diagonal thingy was, of course, a skull back at the Blood Beach. Over at the, you know, over at my base. So I was pondering, can we maybe take that and take it to the next level? After all, there is something to build in that way, and there is something to me building skulls. So I do think that's on brand, if nothing else. Meet Birdbrain the Brain Mask. No, Birdbrain the Bird Mask. Like, what are you? My first attempt at making something resembling a Plague's Doctor mask. And yeah, by the way, today we're running a special resource pack. I forgot entirely about it until we got in here. Today we're running a resource pack that removes the Nether fog. Don't ask me for the download link, honestly, Slacklizard just sent it to me, I have no idea where he got it. But look it up on the MCP you should be able to find it. One way or another, there is no Nether fog today. I mainly wanted to try it out to see how it looks, and it looks pretty alright, except when you move around and can see the border of the world popping in. And also, with the fog, it's still more atmospheric. One way or another, here's Birdbrain, he's utterly useless and I hate him. From the far away, it looks like more of a ghost of some sort, but we ain't gonna look at it from far away, are we? The netherhub is actually incredibly limited in the wideness and the longness of it. So yeah, luckily Birdbrain is only my first design. My second design I'm much more proud of. Look at this thing. It is glorious. Like, okay, this is pretty basic as far as like bird skulls go, and I'm sure people have done more impressive things, but if I hang this thing on top of my netherhub entrance, I think I'm gonna tune quite some heads. And also it's gonna be like super self-explanatory as to whose netherhub it is. No, really though, you look at this and go, yep, this is Lois base. And most importantly, I can put it on top of my entire entrance, but because our netherhub is currently designed, nether highway mind you, is designed specifically for people flying by on an elytra, there's gonna be two options. First one, people are gonna be flying by approximately on the perfect level to observe this thing and be impressed by it. Or, even better, they will be constantly smashing into the nose, face first. And that's kind of misery that I am willing to endure, or not endure, that I enforce onto my server mates. One question though, do I want to do it with smooth sandstone or with smooth quartz? And honestly, out of the two, quartz is a little bit less frustrating to gather for me personally. Oh no! I am being chased by a soul soil snake! And of course, right as I start recording this bit, I break out of the routine and it's absolutely not funny. Oh no! The soul soil snake is... crying out loud, holes in the ground. So I decided that because the nether quartz is already being very actively used in the actual nether highway, we will be switching to smooth sandstone, and I did even gather quite a bit of it and smelt quite a bit of it as well. The problem now is something different. If I place this design too low, as in on approximately that level, it won't necessarily look impressive on any kind. It will look way too abstractive, and it will also stick too inconveniently to the ceiling. Luckily, the netherhub itself, the nether highway, will have a nicer arch on top of these pillars already. So that problem will solve itself eventually, by the time Liara gets here with the designing. And she's currently designing, let me check. And there she is, yep. You keep fighting the good fight, Lee. You keep fighting the good fight. Anyway, we can't wait for her to finish this and get on to my place. So I'm guessing we'll be digging out the ceiling area ourselves. I just gotta ask her how tall it should be. I have once again tricked myself into working on a community project. So I got Liara to help outline the arches of the actual tunnel. She's not spoiling the entire design yet, but she did decide, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna show Zloy the shape, just so he can help. And, Liara, why? Liara, why this tall? Liara, this is like so much digging. What were you thinking, bud? No, look, in all fairness, she is planning this entire thing with the premise that she'll be the only one working on it. So she knows what she's about, and she can do it, is most important. But I think we do need to help out, seeing how, well, this is a community netherhub, and I am kind of the community. Well, not the community, but I'm part of it, at the very least. So today I think we'll be clearing out the archways just to lead into my own area, just to get on with this particular project. But on the Truly Bedrock stream day, which Saturday, Sunday this week, I'll have probably the schedule in on screen right now. We will be working probably on this, because this is a fun thing, and I like digging through the nether, and I like blowing it up with the beds and whatnot. So I'm guessing that this is gonna be a little fun to do, and do hang out, do come over, do check out your favorite streamer from Truly Bedrock's, you know, that kind of stuff. We got 28 hours of non-stop Minecraft streaming planned for you, and if that's not awesome, I don't know what is. So here's the bird skull completed, and boy does it look unimpressive, doesn't it? But then you go away, you kind of run, jump, and you take off, and suddenly, yeah, it is actually looking pretty flippin' sweet. Or, I mean, it would, if we could stay in the air for longer at the given altitude. Now, I think we can do some more stuff to make it look more impressive and more interesting. That was entirely the wrong block that I was supposed to take out. This one. Yep, there we go. For one, I think it really needs a better design underneath it, and by better I mean better than just netherrack, to look better and more interesting from the random bypasser point of view. From here, the skull itself looks great, but there's nothing to catch your eye underneath. And what I was thinking is, what if we added not a ribcage, but what's the name for it? A spine. You know, that thing that I apparently don't have. Basically, this would be the middle of it. And here's how I propose we do this. We might do it with the middle block. We might do it without the middle block, because without the middle block, I kinda like it a tiny bit more. But we do need some sort of a middle block over here to keep the stairs in place. And we're just gonna alternate upside down and regular stairs this way, creating essentially a little, not micro blocks, but I mean, like quarter blocks kinda situation. I already used this design, well, not this design, but this trick at the very least, a few times. The question really is, does it look better this way or with full 3D implemented? I actually do think that if we do this instead, like kind of alternating the two, it will look much better. The question really is now, what do we do about the left and the right, like to the left and to the right of the main spine column, and how do we do the actual entrance into the area? Because we will need to break it somewhere in... Hi? Well, where's my nether tunnel? So you probably already noticed it in the video, didn't you? This is the side with my nether tunnel. That is the side without my nether tunnel. So this is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. And they're about to make out, which is, I mean, props to them and everything. But still though, we got two skull beaks now. Creating some sort of a, you know, gate into heck around here. Making me want to take over not just the entrance design and the nether hub tunnel for my own base, but just this little arch. I'm pretty sure if we redesign it from the way, you know, Liara did to the way we want it to be, no one will mind, because, and really it will cut down on Liara's workload. The question really is, what are we gonna do with them? And is anyone gonna want to live behind this one? Because that's a little bit of an issue. Someone might want to make another portal, nether hub tunnel, all the way behind this one. And really, this is either a turn off for them or a really good reason to hurry up and do that. Hey, come to the nether hub. Connect to that area that's already decorated with badass bird skulls. Try flying through it. Yep. Even if you hit a wall, you're gonna love it. The area behind them. It can't be, you know, polished basalt, because that is too bright of a gray. And it has to be probably one of the reds to match the nether hub paths that Liara has already created. On the other hand, we might go cyan like everybody else seemed to be going. I mean, look at this design by Beatstone, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not, but maybe Jesse. I'm pretty sure this is actually Jesse's. This is looking really sweet with the warp stems and everything. We might use that to our advantage, because, let's face it, this color of the sandstone does really go well with all of them. So, it will take a little bit of resource gathering and quite a bit of scratching my chin, but I do believe we can pull this through. The question really is how dark and how much black are we gonna use. And here's the design as it stands right now, and by right now I mean kind of halfway done-ish. We have settled mostly for the warped fungus remnants, which is not the official name of the thing, but that's what I mean. Just, there was a tree there, I killed it, and that's its corpse. Being strung behind the giant bird skull. And it's looking pretty sweet in my personal opinion. I think it will fit in with the regular design for the nether hub. It just needs a little bit more, it just needs to be embraced really a little bit more. It just needs to be continued properly, which I unfortunately do not necessarily... Ow, hi. Oh, it's you. Yeah, I don't necessarily have the resources for right now. Yeah, believe it or not, the guy living in a basalt mesa somehow doesn't have the entire stock of whatchamacallit, of blackstone on him at all times. Turns out I should carry that kind of materials with me everywhere I go, but I don't, not yet, and that is a failure on my part, and I apologize profusely. Anyway, no, seriously though, you can tell probably how blackstone will go with the archway over this really well, as a little bit, maybe even like a cowl over the bird skulls, the both of them. Now this one's currently a little bit more lit up, as a result it looks just tiny bit nicer, while this one is not lit up and looks not nicer but more ominous. And I don't know which way I want to go, but what I do know for certain is that I can hide these light blocks behind the actual spine, because it's made entirely out of stairs, and stairs let light through in Bedrock. So I don't know why I bothered with the shroom lights. they entirely don't really fit. Now, what I tried to do here is I want to spawn-proof it while also adding a little bit of a nuance and flavor to it with the spikes pointing out of the floor. And I don't know to what degree and I don't know to what effect, but it does look pretty nifty, so I'm keeping it because I feel like it. So yeah, that's my general design for the Nether tunnel this season, this time around, for now. In reality, of course, we will have to continue the Nether designing the Nether tunnel on the inside for one. We still need to make it two more blocks wider. I haven't done it yet because I don't feel like dealing with the ghasts at the moment. And we need to design basically two Nether tunnels. One will be the receiving end on here, the one from in which you're gonna go, and eventually I wanted to transition to the secondary Nether tunnel design of mine, the Crimson Beach from the previous episodes. And I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have any more ideas. All the ideas I have, I basically already said, and now I'm gonna focus on gathering blackstone to put it over this area up there. And I also want several soul lanterns to just hang from it, because, you know, I really want people to have trouble flying by, it seems. Yeah, seriously, every single design decision I make, it seems to be directed specifically towards that. No idea where that's coming from. Absolutely no idea. But that's gonna be it for today's episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been SlowXP. This has been Truly Bedrock. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.